What's going on, everybody? I'm back again with another video, and this time I'm gonna explore the Upper East Side, which is one of the posh areas in Manhattan. There's a lot of things going on over here, a lot of stores, a lot of shops. The Central Park is not far from here. There's a couple of museums around, so I'm just gonna wander around a few areas and explore the neighborhood, so join me. So I'm by 86th Street. To my back it goes all the way by the East River, and ahead of me is the Central Park, so I'm just gonna walk forward. Central Park is over that way, and the other side of Central Park is the Upper East Side, which I made a vlog there a few times. So like I say, it's been a long time since I hang out in this area, and it's in Manhattan, and I think there's a lot to offer around, so you just gotta walk around. A lot of you know, apartments and stuff, so let's do it. So this street ahead of me, Park Avenue, which is a big main avenue, goes all the way to Midtown. You see the architecture over here too. You can see little by little things are getting back to normal in New York City. And today the weather is not like extremely hot, but it's pretty humid. So I'm actually sweating a little bit, and I haven't even started my walk yet, but I think it's about 86 degrees Fahrenheit. That's roughly like 30 Celsius. Like I say, it's really humid in the summer. It's not even summer yet, but you know, in New York the weather can be pretty hot, pretty humid and uncomfortable. So it's like we get, you know, all types of extreme weather. And over here I kind of like these buildings over here. They're like apartment complex. There's a modern building over that way. I bet it's pretty expensive than here too. You can see they're developing in the bottom. They're trying to fix it. So to my left side is Central Park, then the Upper East Side is to my right side. You can see here, as you walk around, it's like a tunnel of trees. There's some buildings around here. There's a lot of traffic jam happening around here. And it's funny because I've never been in this part. Like I've seen it a lot, you know, on the magazines, but it's my first time seeing it in person. And it feels pretty pleasant to walk around here. Like to say my opinion, I think about Central Park, I think like in the uptown area, like over here, the Upper East Side, the Upper West Side, it's much better in the Midtown area. Like I feel like you could go hiking, you could do a lot more things. And then to my right hand, I've seen a museum. That's funny because I've seen it a lot in the pictures when I was a kid, but it's the first time I see it actually in person. Solomon Museum. So this building you see here is actually the Solomon Guggenheim Museum. If you guys ever seen the movie Men in Black, the first part, there's a scene where he's running around the hallway around, but it's actually filmed inside that museum. So I see it right here, right in front of me. So there's a lot of traffic jam going on over here too. Like Fifth Avenue, this is actually Fifth Avenue, and it goes all the way to Washington Square Park and all the way uptown by Harlem. So now I'm gonna walk ahead of me because there's another museum which someday I'm gonna go inside and explore, but I want to see the outside, which is the Metropolitan Museum. And actually I gotta say, it feels pretty good to walk around next to the park by the trees and everything. Not only because of the nature, but I feel like it kind of gives like a breezy vibe, because like I say, like the weather's not extremely hot, but it's really humid. So like no matter how much you do, you're gonna sweat, so it feels really good to walk around here. Then another thing you're gonna see all over New York City are the COVID testing centers, like trucks like this. Even in Jersey where I live, you see those. So nowadays it's really easy to get a test. Like after a whole year, I got my test for the first time a few weeks ago, because I say I was feeling a little sick. But thank God I came out negative, so I did the right thing and checking to make sure, you know, nothing else was happening. Like if you guys feel a little sick, you know, just do your part, get tested, and make sure you're safe. And I gotta say, like the traffic is over here is crazy, but then I like the metro architecture, like this building in the corner with this tall building. Looks like it's a condo or something. And then you got the old barrels over there, and then the heart of Central Park. Actually, I enter a little bit of the Central Park just to see what's happening over this side. So far, you know, they got the bike area, which it goes all over the park. Which last summer, you know, I rode a little bit Central Park, but I didn't finish riding the whole area. Then there's like a huge lake on the other side. trying to see if there's a way I can enter to capture the lake. Like I think like 2 months ago I did a live stream in the Upper West Side and I was capturing like the other side of the park, but now I'm over here and I want to see what it looks like in this side. So I managed to enter here, and it's like if you're walking around a tunnel of trees, you know, a lot of cool trees. There's the stairs over here, and I never seen this structure over here, but it looks pretty beautiful. Let me just go up. And I bet it's gonna be like a nice view of the lake. Actually, I see the lake. Walk over this way. Here it is. Definitely Kennedy, Washington Service. Here you can see the beautiful lake and the Upper East Side all the way there. Beautiful architecture, beautiful buildings, and that's the Upper West Side over that way. I walked over that way like a few months ago. Anybody who saw my live stream, and now I'm over this side. So really beautiful. So ahead of me it starts to get a little crowded, and it's because the museum is over there. You see there's people over there walking around, and then still the trees and the beautiful architecture. There's a building over there that I like. And this is funny because I've been here for about 10 years. And it's gonna be actually, the bus. It's gonna be actually my first time that I see this structure, this building over here. So it's gonna be pretty interesting, you know. So now I'm walking around these trees, and it feels like you're walking over a tunnel of trees. Not sure if in the Christmas they light it up. And there's like a plaza over there, people riding their bikes. But I know ahead of me it's gonna be really beautiful, so good for Instagram pictures and stuff. So let's check it out. Here's a beautiful structure of building. It's funny, it gives me like a mixture of feelings. Like, it kind of makes me feel like if I'm in Montreal, Canada, and at the same time it makes me feel like if I'm in Europe. This is actually the heart of New York City, and it's like a big plaza, and they got a fountain over here. Can't believe it, I've never been around this area. Someday I'm gonna have to go inside the museum and explore. And of course they got a fountain here, it feels refreshing. Let me see how the water feels. Nice and cool, it's really hot. That's a beautiful structural building right there. On a regular street in the Upper East Side. So far you can see the beautiful architecture here and the beautiful structures. And you can see how the apartment complex, they have their address pretty much labeled. This is 5th Avenue, so you know, pretty posh area, but then look at the details of this building. They're really beautiful. Yeah, it kind of resembles a little bit the Upper West Side too, you know, with the brownstones apartment complex. Look at this one here, they're beautiful. And then look how they have the flowers over here decorated. So it's crazy how you can see the contrast when you go from one side of New York City to another one, especially in Manhattan. Like if you go a few more blocks ahead to the 100th Street, it's gonna be a different vibe there. In a good way, of course, but you're just gonna see how much it changes, you know. I think this is an embassy over here. Yeah, pretty pleasant, you know, it feels lovely. So I think I'm gonna try to walk all the way to the other side. There's another park I wanna check out. My other mission is to walk to the other side by the East River. I don't know if you guys saw my last video where I did Roosevelt Island. I said I'm gonna go explore that side of the Upper East Side, as you can see it. So I'm gonna walk over to Schurz Park, and I think there's pretty much like a waterfront that walks on top of the FDR highway, and you can see the river. So I never seen it in person, so I want to go over there and check it out. So I'll take you guys with me. By the way, the Upper East Side stretches from 59th Street all the way to 96th Street, and I could walk the whole thing, but you guys pretty much gonna have an idea what the neighborhood looks like. It's pretty much, you know, beautiful buildings like this when you make turns in the streets, and then when you go like in the main avenues, it's pretty much high-rise buildings, pretty much like you see in the posh area of Manhattan, with restaurants and shops in the bottom. So yeah, ahead of me, giving you an idea what I'm talking about. Those tall condos, you usually see those like in the main avenues, like Lexington Avenue, all of those streets, and then you got neighborhoods like this, then you got brand new buildings like this. It's pretty much, you know, the Upper East Side. And I gotta say, walking around here also kind of resembles a little bit the Greenwich Village by Washington Square Park. Like when you see shops like this, the tunnel of trees, and this beautiful buildings over here, like apartment complex. So yeah, pretty interesting. Like when you go in different parts of the city, you know, it resembles one neighborhood from another one. But that's one thing I like about New York City. Ahead of me, it's a little windy here, is what I'm talking about. You can see like all these tall big developments, but then that's like the pedestrian area you can walk. And I think underneath there is the FDR highway, a main highway that takes you from the downtown side of Manhattan all the way to uptown, and you can connect to the Bronx. So let's go check it out, see what's going on. So actually the last time I made my Roosevelt Island video, you probably cannot see it clearly, but the lighthouse is somewhere around there. And I was looking at this area over here, this pedestrian area over here, and I said I've never been in this side. And there's a tall building over there, that's Queens. So this is the little island, Roosevelt Island. The Queensboro Bridge is over there, the train goes over that way, and then you see the traffic jam at the FDR highway. So like I said, this is actually my first time in this section over here. Let me walk a little bit to that corner, see what's going on over there, then I'm gonna turn back and I'm gonna explore the Schurz Park. Probably not a big park, but you know, I like always seeing the local parts of the neighborhoods that I explore. So let's see what's going on. So this is really insane, a lot of traffic jam, and this pretty much explains why I never drive in New York City, because of the traffic jam everywhere you go. It's crazy. You got this highway, the FDR, got the river over there, that's a ferry. Give you a 360 view, the park and everything. And then you end up like in a quiet residential street like that. So now time for me to walk in the front, walk ahead of me and see what's going on. The beauty about exploring, you know, New York City, and now that the weather's getting nice, I'm more apt to explore. And I gotta say, it's crazy that when you walk under this area here, it's crazy that there's a highway underneath the street. So the magic of the city, how they try to do whatever they gotta do to make space for everything. So this is actually it, called Schurz Park. And like I said, it's not too big, but you can see a lot of activity going on here. They got like a basketball court, people going on, they just sit there and enjoy the view. That's Astoria, Queens right there. The waterfront is right there. The Gracie Mansion is like ahead, which is the mayor's house of New York City. Crazy to say that I've never been here. This is actually my first time. Hey, but nothing wrong with being the first time. Nothing wrong with being, you know, first time exploring new things. I gotta say, it's a really lovely park. Lovely park. People are just chilling, enjoying the nice weather. Come with the family, with the kids, doing the exercise. And here to my right side, you see this boat. And then that over there, that's the lighthouse that I filmed in my last vlog. A condo going on over there. I'm not sure, but that might be the Bronx right there ahead of me. I'd say it's not a bad park. Kind of, you can hike too, and that's an area for the dogs too. Let me just walk forward to see what can I find. This is pretty interesting here. It's like if you could go hiking, and they even got like a terminal for the ferry, the New York City ferry, and I see a bridge over there that I never seen before, but I think it's a bridge that connects with the Bronx and I think Queens. And there's a lot of bridges over here, so it's a beautiful scenery, a beautiful view. Good place to sit down and relax. To my left side, it's pretty much covered and security is tight. Not sure if I can film, but it's actually the Gracie's mansion, which is where the mayor lives. So I think my best shot and the safer way would be across the street, because actually where he lives, it's like all shut down, and by the fence there's a lot of camera checking out. So I can understand, because it's really some intense situation going on here in New York City. Not trying to get political, but you know. But let me go to the other side and see what can I find. But at the same time, I gotta say, it's a really beautiful neighborhood. All this trees here, and then you see the high-rise buildings. You hear the birds, so it's kind of like a mixture, because peace and quiet, but you know you're in the city. So pretty magic. So I like the fact how in New York City, they got some parks that are not the biggest, but they try to make the park like really nice and really beautiful. Like called Schurz Park. There's actually a hamster over there. It even has a little arc that it kind of resembles a little bit like the Central Park. Covered with a lot of vegetation. And like I said already, my first time here in this park, so we'll have to hang out here pretty often. So that was the end of my video exploring the Upper East Side. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, so stay tuned for more. Be safe out there, everybody. God bless y'all, and peace.